Irene.
Okay. Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents to become shining light parents by providing support and resources to aid in the healing process. We go a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and evidence for the afterlife in a non-dogmatic way. Affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and allow for open dialogue. Attendance today at this meeting is voluntary, and we are here for the benefit of learning from and sharing with other parents whose child has passed away. It is understood that our discussions are intended to be confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers to allow parents to be informed about many possible ways to heal, to connect with their children, and to learn about the afterlife. The views expressed by our guests do not necessarily reflect those of Helping Parents Heal, and we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone, and thank you, Claudia, for being here.
Yes, we are so grateful to Claudia for being here and to Emma for helping her in this presentation. Claudia lives in Toronto. Her darling Emma was diagnosed on March 2016 with osteosarcoma, the same type of cancer that Terry Fox had. And he actually was very famous in Canada, but I know that lots of parents also know about osteosarcoma. She was 12 years old and she was a provincial gymnast before. She transitioned on April 7, 2019. Not before she told Claudia, "Mom, even if I am not going to be here with you to see me, I will be here in spirit. I will send you signs and you will know that it is me." Sure enough, Emma delivers every single day, and Claudia is so grateful to be open to receive her love and guidance. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Claudia Ardelean.
Hi, everyone. I am so happy to and honored. I'm honored, first of all, to be here on Helping Parents Heal, to be able to share my story and Emma's story. She actually left me a legacy, which I will get later on to in her diary. She writes there that tell people my story, and I take every opportunity to tell people her story. And I'm so grateful that I had a chance to talk to you, Elizabeth. And when you asked me to speak, I was so thrilled. My heart goes boom, 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 boom right now because I feel a little emotional, and I also feel nervous. I have to be honest with you. I haven't speak for an hour to such a big audience, but I will try my best, and I'm sure Emma will choreograph everything from up there, and she will guide me through. She does this every day. So I am a mom of two wonderful daughters. One is a competitive gymnast, and I'm sure she still does flips and tricks. And the other one, Elizabeth, is 11 years old, almost 11 years old, and she's a competitive dancer. Emma was diagnosed when she was 12 years old. She was a gymnast since she was 3 years old. And at one point she became a competitive gymnast. She did 16 hours of gymnastics per day. She was very passionate about her gymnastics. And at one point she started complaining of having a knee pain and a knee pain. And it would be on and off. She wouldn't have an injury at gymnastics to have something that we could be worried about. And I said, maybe it's a growing pain. She was only 12. And at one point, after, it was December when she started having this pain. It was on and off, like I said. And on 1st of February, doing a very easy gymnastic skills in the house, she smashed her knee, and it was so painful. She said she couldn't bear the pain. And after that, the knee started too swollen. And this is when I said, okay, let's go to the doctor. Let's see what it is. We didn't associate it with the pain that it was before. That was a growing pain that we thought. She was misdiagnosed. I don't want to get into details, but she was misdiagnosed for a month and a half until we got to see kids. In this time, 1 month and a half, we did everything that we shouldn't do. We did physiotherapy, we did massage, we did acupuncture to that spot that she hurt. And we shouldn't have done this, but not that it would have changed the outcome. We got to see kids, and sure enough, only for them seeing the x-ray, they said is not a hematoma. That the thing we thought it is cancer. It is a tumor, they said. And even if when they said it's a tumor, I didn't want to accept that might be about cancer. And they start talking about how they would replace her knee and the femur bone, because cancer was in her femur bone mostly, but a little bit touched the knee. And they would start telling me how they would replace that femur bone with her tibia. And I couldn't process it. I said, what are you talking about? Could you please stop? Because I can't even, it was too much to understand what they are talking about. And they said, okay, you go home and we're gonna ask you to come for more tests and we will take it from there. Sure enough, she had a biopsy and an MRI after and other tests. And after 2 weeks, we met with an orthopedic doctor who had to tell us more to the story. He said, I'm sorry to tell you, she has cancer in her leg, but she has cancer to her lungs too. So the cancer was spread already to her lungs. What we could do, they said, she's gonna be fine. They said, she's gonna be fine. We have other patients who have had this before. We just have to replace the femur bone with the tibia. And I said, well, I get it, but what are you going to replace what she's going to have in the tibia spot? She said a prosthetic leg. And this is when I kind of lost the land under my feet. I couldn't believe what he's talking about. It was already too much to process. And I remember him saying that, Emma, get away, lady, lie down on the bed. Like he saw that I lost it. And I think you've been through this too with the news that you've got with your kids. This feeling of I'm dizzy. I don't hear what he's saying. Anyways, I couldn't care less about the lungs then. I only could focus on the leg part. But then we understood that she has to have 7 to 9 months intense, harsh chemotherapy. Is horrible. I could call it a barbaric treatment, to say the least. And she started chemotherapy in order to shrink that tumor in her leg. And we had 1 month and a half to decide if she's gonna have an amputation or if she will save her leg, having a metal rod inserted in her, instead of the femur bone and the knee, a knee replacement. But she will not be able to do any sport, any gymnastics, anything, because this was her first question. Okay, amputation, no amputation, when I'm going to be able to do gymnastics again? And the doctor said, well, if you choose the amputation, you're going to be able to do gymnastics again with hard work and determination. If you choose the other one, it's more risky because you're going to have other surgery down the road. You're going to grow and the metal rod will have to be changed as you grow. You're going to have another surgery. Infections will be part of this scenario maybe. And she said right away, I'm going to go with the amputation. I want to be a gymnast again. So we've had a lot of discussions. Let's not call them fights, but we had a lot of discussions about it. And My husband went with her idea. He said, okay, great. I think it's a better idea to have the cancer taken out completely. But as a mom, I was so scared and concerned to see my darling without a leg, and she was a gymnast. Where did this come from? They didn't know. They said, you did nothing wrong. It is what it is. It happens to most of the kids who get it are athletes, are in their teenager years. So one of the discussions I've had with her, I said, how can you, Emma, how can you just let them cut your leg? They can save your leg. And she said, you only care about me having two identical legs. You don't care about me, that I want to do what I love to do. And this is when I stepped back. I had to step back. At 12 years old, she knew exactly what she wanted. She knew how much she loves gymnastics, and it's her passion. And I said, okay, if I'm going to choose for her and she will not be happy, what am I going to do? She will blame me the whole life. So I let her choose for her, and I'm so happy I did. Because she was happy too with her choice. Even after the amputation, she said, I'm so happy with my choice. I'm so happy with my choice. Even there were so many hours of physiotherapy and hard work and determination, but she always pictured herself doing again the skills that she wanted to do, and which she did again, and she did. So yeah, here is actually her leg. It was amputated in a very weird way. Let's not say weird, very unique way. It's called rotation plasty. And she's not the only one in the world. If you think that, oh my gosh, I've never seen this before, it's because you didn't meet this kind of kids probably, but I've met a lot of kids who had rotation plasty, and is so sad to know how many kids get osteosarcoma and they have their legs amputated, and some of them choose to have rotation plasty. And why did they do that? It was because instead of just amputating her leg from up above, they did amputate it from up above, but they saved the tibia and they reattach it to the upper thigh, 180 degrees rotated. So now the heel will place the role of a natural knee joint. And it took a while for her brain to rewire, to work, to make that heel work as a knee, to function as a knee. But she did it, and I'm so proud of her. Eventually she started doing again all this crazy stuff. She challenged herself all the time. She used to tell me, take me again to the gym. Today I wanna try doing this. I wanna try doing that. I want them to help me go bike riding again. And they adapted her bike to be able to do the bicycle again. If you see in the picture with the bicycle, her leg couldn't bend more, not even 90 degrees. So they have to put an adapter to the bicycle. She wanted rollerblades. I was so scared to go in the store and buy rollerblades for her, because I said, that's it. I can't do that. But she didn't care, and she did it. She amazed me all the time. She had 3 legs. Here in that last picture, the sixth picture, sorry, Elizabeth, can you put this again? In the last picture, she went back to camp. First time actually to camp. Camp Ouch is a camp for children with cancer in Toronto, in Canada, I believe, the whole Canada. And look at her. I couldn't believe to see this picture. Handstand on the paddle board with her prosthetic leg. That prosthesis had 3 kilos, weighed 3.5 kilos. It was so heavy. She said, I want to have a swimming leg, and she did. So The next picture shows that she has a swimming leg. She has also a gymnastics leg, a sports leg, which helped her to go jump on the trampoline. And yes, and in the first picture is actually her favorite pillow that she would take her with her all the time to chemotherapy sessions. And she said, this is my message to cancer. In the second, she was funny too. In all these 9 months of treatment, she kept her spirit up. And this is how she got through all of this. And I've learned not only from her, all the kids that I've seen them fighting cancer, they are so resilient. I've learned resilience. I've learned unconditional love. These kids love their nurses like their moms. Emma had probably more than 100 nurses who took care of her. We made an album with each one of them. We took pictures with Emma, with each one of them. And I cherish these memories now, even if it is sad, but it is beautiful how she was a trooper through all these 9 months of chemotherapy. And I'm sure she inspired the nurses too, who took such a great care of her, but they did as much as they could. Unfortunately, there are pretty much no treatments for childhood cancer. People don't talk about it, and I'm sad, but I take the opportunity for a little bit to say she was very upset of people not knowing about gold ribbon, but everybody knew about pink ribbon, which is breast cancer awareness. And how come people don't know about gold ribbon, which is childhood cancer awareness, where children are our future? And yeah.
Claudia, can we show the video of her? I passed it, but can we come back to it, or not yet?
I think we can show we can show now the video. She went back to gymnastics, and eventually she was invited to Romania's Got Talent. When she was invited to Romania's Got Talent, she relapsed already, and they've told her that they have no more treatment for her at this point. They would have done surgeries for where the spots were now, but she said, I'm not going to do surgeries. I'm going to go and live my dream. And this is a moment that I will always cherish, and it was one of the best moments of her life. Yes. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing this. Do you hear me? Because I didn't hear the sound towards the end.
Yes,
yeah, I can hear you. Yes, definitely.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for watching. It's an honor for me to know that more people know her story and they've seen her dance. After we came from Romania, after we filmed, the cancer spread more and more into her body, and she started having more pain. But an interesting thing that started to happen was she started finding hearts in everything around her. And she found hearts in her cup of tea. If she would cry, she didn't cry often, but if she would cry on a pillow, that stain would take a heart shape. If she would stain herself with the food, it would take a heart shape. In Romania, we were walking on the street when we went for filming, and again, a heart shape, I don't know, it was a little splash of water, a heart shape to her feet. We took pictures of all of them. Even on that, now she had a tumor in the other leg, in the good leg. We used to call it the good leg. She got tumor in that leg, and even on that tumor, which came onto the same spot that the other one came, above the knee, she got a heart-shaped bruise out of nowhere. She didn't hurt. She was obviously lying down in bed by now. and she got a heart-shaped bruise. It was there for a week. And I kept telling her, you know what? I think these are signs that God loves you. Because I have to tell you that I do believe that God was with us from the first day when she smashed that knee on the floor. Because if he wouldn't have been with us, who knows, maybe we would have found out too late and we wouldn't have had these 3 years to with her, which these 3 years, yes, it was painful to watch her going through so much, but we've had beautiful moments too that we now cherish. And I am grateful for all these 3 years that we still had with her. There are other children who were diagnosed, as you've seen probably in another picture, her with dear Deandra. She was only 9 and she was diagnosed with osteosarcoma. And Emma was the one to encourage her, look, you're gonna do cartwheels again with me, you're gonna do this and that. And she passed away right after she finished her treatment. This is how much aggressive this type of cancer is. So we after she passed away, but because before that, sorry, I don't want to jump from a subject to another one. So she started finding hard, and I said, these are signs from God. I think God loves you. And she said, stop, come on, leave me alone with God loves me. How can God love me if he lets me suffer so much? And I see kids dying, and she was right in her mind. This is what she believed. And she said, these are actually signs from other kids who passed away and they are waiting for me there. And she opened the door to talk about this. She wanted me to talk about life and death. We had so many discussions about, I couldn't bear all the discussions that she would like to have about it. But there were some that I could bear. At one point she said, I want a gold balloon release. And I said, oh, okay, let's change the subject, because I knew she refers to the funerals, which I couldn't talk about it. She said, all right, you know what? Even if I'm not going to be here with you to see me, I'm going to be here in spirit, and I'm going to send you signs and you will know that it's me. So she would open up and talk to me, and I had to listen and say, okay, thank you. It was hard for me to listen to this, but as hard as it was, now I'm happy that I listened to her and I had these discussions with her, because yes, we've had the gold balloon release. And when I was to a medium, she told me that she cut all the balloons and she read the messages on them, and which was so beautiful. I do believe in afterlife. I've changed my, I don't know if I should say I've changed my belief. I grew up in an Christian Orthodox family, and I'm still Christian Orthodox, but in our religion, you are not supposed to go to a medium. A medium is a no-no. You are not supposed to bother the spirits, because the spirits have their journey, and you don't interfere. No, that's a no. It's a sin, I believe, I think, until it's your child. And I thought, you know what, I want to follow my intuition and explore for myself. If this is a sin or whatever it is, I want to explore. And I started reading. And a good friend of mine, actually, I want to tell you something before this is not too late. I don't dream of Emma so often. I feel Emma around. I do believe that she's guiding me, but I do have some dreams, a few dreams that I remember vividly. And one of them is so powerful to me that I will never forget, of course. She was with me in that dream. She was filming. We were going to see kids to film for a commercial. This is actually a commercial that she was filming for, to see Kids Hospital in Toronto. And in my dream, she said to me, Mom, I know you don't see me, but don't worry about it. I'm right here, but in another dimension. And she was looking into my eyes. She was with me in that dream and telling me this. And when I woke up, I said, yes, girl, I know that. And I like that. I trust my intuition now. And I just want to share another thing that is very special to me. The way she passed away, we were in the hospital, and in that hospital room full of nurses, and a good friend of ours from Romania who came to see Emma, myself and my husband, of course, holding her hand. She was breathing heavily, and she was having the oxygen tube. The oxygen, I don't even know how it's called, the nostrils thingy. She didn't have the big oxygen mask. She had the 2 nostrils. And she was joking, she was talking to us, but obviously she started breathing heavily, and the doctor told us that she's not gonna have long. We knew that. And at one point, she raised up her head, looked into the corner of the room, and she said, "Oh my God, Mommy, it's time for me to go." Very happy and cheerful, I would say. And because I had so many discussions with her about life and death, and we were so close, I dared to ask her, where? Thinking that she's gonna tell me what she sees. But she didn't tell me anything. She turned towards Daddy, and she gave him such a big hug. And she said, "Daddy, Daddy, I love you so much," which is very interesting because the last period of time, she was very, very upset with him, very angry with him, because he wouldn't accept that she's going to die, and he wouldn't participate to these discussions. If she would say, "My back hurts, go bring me ice," he would say, okay, I go, down the stairs, up the stairs, he would bring ice, and she would say, "Go, get out." He would say, "Oh, you know what, but my back hurts too, you're going to be okay." And she said, "You are stupid. You don't want to accept this. You don't want to admit that this is going to happen." And he knew that this is going to happen, but he said, "At least one in the house." I wanted to be me, to keep the flag up and be the one to be optimistic, let's say. He wasn't upset with her, and I knew she loved him too, but it was that angriness. And probably from the medication, she was already on a lot of morphine and other medication. The pain was unbearable. And of course, she had to take her anger out, and she took it on Daddy. And I had discussions with her, and I said, "Emma, you know what? You're going to leave, and it's not good to live like that. You're going to be upset. Your soul has to be manned, and it's not okay to leave Daddy like this, to be upset with him." No, I don't want to hear this anymore. But that was the last hug. It made everything look so beautiful in such a sadness moment. And I really appreciate that she did this, and I'm so happy she did this at the end. Of course, my husband couldn't believe, and the nurses who knew the story, it was a beautiful moment. Now, what I experienced after, I knew that Emma will show me that she's with me all the time. I knew that I will feel her. And I didn't need to go to a medium. By the way, her full name is Emma Maria. Now my younger daughter, she gained 2 new friends after my daughter passed away. And one is Emma and one is Maria. And I said, this is her way to come back to us, just to say hello. Yes, I'm here. And this is my intuition saying, it doesn't have to be somebody to tell me that Emma is around. And like she said, I will be here with you. I will send you signs, and you will know that it's me. This is how I know it's her. On the first New Year's Eve, she passed away last year in April 7. And on New Year's Eve, the first time to be without her, we decided to go to an invitation of a special lady to a private party. And when we got there, she said, your table is table number 7. And I said, oh yeah, sure. And she said, why? Because 7 is a number already. She passed away on 7. She was born on 25 of July, which is 7. Her grave number is a multiple of 7 with an E at the end. a lot of 7, and there is no way I go outside of the house and I don't see a car with the number 777 or 047, which is exactly the date when she passed away. There is no way I don't drive and don't see a car with this number. By the way, I do believe that she chose the grave side where she's buried, and this is again mind-blowing to me. She's never been to the cemetery before, to that cemetery. But after she passed away, right, we had to go and choose the place. We choose that spot, and I asked the lady, can you show me some more? And she showed me some more, and then I said, no, I want to go back to that spot. And when I said, okay, I think this is gonna be the spot. And she said, yeah, and look, 6 graves away is Carly Allison. And I just got chills because I knew who Carly Allison was another girl who had cancer. And Emma there is a movie after Carly Allison. Carly Allison was a singer and a skater. And Emma used to watch this movie over and over. She loved the movie and she kept saying, come watch it with me. Look, it's beautiful. And I said, I don't want to watch it. It's sad because the girl passed away. And at the end, and they both had the same oncologist doctor. So how in the world, in this big Toronto, we go and we find a place to bury Emma right beside 6 stones away of this girl that she used to watch this movie. If you ask me about premonitions, if these are they called, because there are things that I think backwards to put dot to dot together. Is there something that could have told me that this will happen? And I have to admit, it's hard for me to admit. But when I was pregnant with her, I remember watching commercials from the Sick Kids Hospital where they were talking and exposing the stories of kids who are fighting cancer. And my husband would find me crying and he would say, what are you watching? You don't have to, you have to be happy. You don't have to watch these stories. But I was drawn to watch them every, I don't know, they were Sundays or Saturdays, every Saturday or Sundays. I don't know if this is a way of putting into perspective that this is going to happen, preparing me for what is going to happen. I do believe now that we have a soul plan after all that I read and all that I follow here on Helping Parents Heal. And yeah, these are the signs that I believe that I couldn't put the signs together then, right? Let me look here for what notes I have. Sorry, I'm...
Would you like to show the sign from the mist that
yes,
you...
Yes,
okay.
actually.
Let me go ahead and share the screen so that you can do that. Okay, we're going to go through. I don't know if you wanted to tell people about our beads first. Did you want to?
Oh, yes. Yes, these beads are actually called the Bravery Beads. And the kids who are going through cancer in the Hospital of Sick Children in Toronto, I don't know if in other hospitals do that, they collect them for every single procedure that they have done in the hospital, for every admission, every poke, every surgery, every blood transfusion, every hair loss. There are two little bald guys here somewhere. Or because she lost her hair twice, she actually told me that losing her hair was more traumatic for her than losing her leg. She has 2 little bald guys here because she lost her hair twice. After she was having the leg amputated. How do I show it here? He's a bald guy, a little bald guy, yeah. And she has one for spending her birthday in the hospital. Yeah, she lost her hair twice. preparing her for the surgery, they had to stop chemotherapy, and until she recovered from the surgery, her hair started to grow, and now she lost it again. She was traumatized one more time, but then her hair started to grow, and even the medium told me, the first thing she told me, she said, "Look, Mom, I have hair, I have hair." Yes. So
Going
how I got
forward. Oh, sorry. Did you want to talk about this as well?
Yes, she was very drawn to go to Washington, D.C., where every year there is an event called Cure Fest that is for childhood cancer awareness. She became a very strong advocate for childhood cancer because she did her homework, she researched, and she knew that there is only 4% of the money raised for cancer research, only 4% is given to pediatric cancer. And she was very upset to find out that she was treated with the same drugs as Terry Fox was treated 40 years ago. And nothing changed for this type of cancer, which is unbelievable. As I read somewhere, this type of cancer is the oldest on earth, osteosarcoma. And it's hard for me to believe that we go on the moon, this technology in 2020 is so advanced, and we don't have treatments for childhood cancer. This is disgusting, I would say, really. Here is her dear friend Alex, who we met at a seminar here in Toronto, and they both had the same type of cancer. They both had the leg amputated. And sadly, Alex passed away 6 months after Emma. He was an athlete too. He was doing hockey, and then afterwards he went back to sledge hockey. Unbelievable. They have such a similar story. And what is interesting, when I was to a medium, I only was once. She didn't make me cry at all. Whatever she told me, I expected to hear. It was for me like a confirmation that all I feel is Emma. And she told me at one point, Emma is telling me that she's waiting for a friend to come. And this friend is about 15 years old, is a boy, has the same thing as she does. He has her leg amputated, and I don't know why, but I see hospital. And I said, because he is in the hospital. And 10 days after my visit to the medium, Alex passed away. She just told me that Emma is telling me if you can tell her mom that he will be okay, he will not be alone, and she will be with him, and she will guide him. And yeah, that made me cry, because I didn't expect this. I expected her to tell me about Emma, what she does and how she looks, and all the time. It was fascinating to me the way I got to the medium, because I didn't plan to go to a medium. But Emma appeared into other people mediumship readings, and they would come to me. I had 2 people coming to me and say, I was to a medium and Emma showed up. And I said, how do you know? Because the medium just told me there is a spirit of a 15-year-old who had her leg amputated, and she's doing gymnastics all over the place. And it was only Emma that I knew. And they two very different people, two people from different how do you say, Elizabeth, help me. So they didn't have any connection to each other. They
different backgrounds. Yes,
different backgrounds, exactly. And it was fascinating.
And I just, oh my gosh, I have to at some point tell you what people are saying in the chat box, because you have no idea, I'm sure, but everyone is telling you. Donna's saying, what a simply incredible daughter you have. Emma is such an inspiration to everyone, and that smile, so beautiful. You have to be so proud, Claudia. What a treasure she is. Thank you for sharing her with us. Nadia is saying, wow, she is so radiant. Love Emma's spirit. Paula is saying, Emma, she is so beautiful and an inspiration to all of us. Mary's saying, such a beautiful, kind soul with such a sweet smile. Blessings to you and your precious angel. Iris is saying, such a beautiful, beautiful girl. Adriana is saying, so strong and inspiring. Teresa is saying, yes. Christine is saying, inspiring to all of life challenges. I will remember this. Sil is saying, just amazing. Valentina, what a brave girl, amazing. Teresa is saying, your daughter is just beautiful. Joan is saying, she's an incredibly amazing young lady. Christine is saying, her strength is amazing. Encouragement to all of us, unbelievable. She touched so many hearts. Nurses are angels on earth. Deborah's saying her strength and bravery is impressive. This goes on and on. Rosie's saying, so beautiful. Emma is such a beautiful soul. Thank you for sharing your story. Valentina is saying, thank you so much for sharing your daughter's story. Touched to the bottom of my heart. But I want to allow you to talk about this, if possible.
Yes. Like I said, Emma showed up to other people in her way, in her creative way. And this is a picture of a very special friend of hers who went in vacation shortly after Emma passed away. And she said, Claudia is unbelievable. I have to share this with you. I was with my friends waiting for the dinner to be prepared. And she was on the island somewhere, and we were talking about our love for animals, and I start talking to them about my horse who passed away. And I said, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be wonderful that my horse would be with my friend Emma, who passed away recently? And I start talking to them now about Emma and telling them she was a gymnast. Some of them knew about Emma, some of them didn't. So I had to tell them. And her favorite thing to do was to do handstands. And as she was talking about her horse being with Emma, eventually thinking on the window, which was blurry or condensed from the water, right, from the air conditioning inside and being very hot outside, the water started to drip and form a horse and a girl doing a handstand. You see the horse in the left side and the girl on the right side doing a handstand.
This is
and this is just unbelievable. It's something that you can't deny or you can't make up. It's just a spontaneous thing that happened, and I was so grateful. She keeps sharing with me all the signs that gets from Emma, and not only her, but her teachers and her friends. I get messages. I got a text from a lady from India saying that, you know, your daughter inspired us to choose the right surgery for our son who had osteosarcoma, because we've seen the videos of your daughter. She was very out there and loud on Instagram and Facebook to inspire other people that they can overcome their challenges. And we chose rotation plasty, and now we plant a tree in her memory. And I was so happy. It touched my heart. That was beautiful.
I have to break in because Carol said a peace sign too. Wow.
A peace sign, yes.
Of course, this is exactly what you were telling us before,
yes. She used to do this in most of her pictures. If you allow me, I would like to read something that she left me. I found it after she passed away. It's 1.5 pages. She left me her legacy. Written. I didn't know she wrote all of this, even though we've talked about it, but it was beautiful to find them written, and I would like to share with you right now. Yeah. My legacy: spread awareness for childhood cancer. Spread the message that cancer is not something you can beat if you are strong enough or positive. Spread the message that you should never say stay strong or keep fighting to win the battle, or never give up, because this is cliche and annoying. Wear gold. Share my story and tell everyone how I was treated with the same drugs as Terry Fox 40 years ago. Show patients with rotation plasty videos of me at gymnastics. Live your life to the fullest. Tell your loved ones how much you love them, because you never know when you will last see them. Give hugs, spread love, give compliments. And I cannot tell you how grateful I am for these 2 pages in this diary, because this is the way it keeps me going forward. And with happiness, I want to live the way she lived. I want to make her proud, and I'm following her legacy. I'm trying to help other parents who are going through the same thing, who are going through cancer with children. And this is how I feel I am carried and guided by Emma every single day through her legacy. If I wouldn't live like her, I wouldn't make her proud. This is what I believe strongly.
I am so, so happy that you were able to tell about Emma today. And I just feel so grateful. I'm sorry if there was a missing part of the audio on the film. It wasn't for me, which is
It
really
was the caption was still there.
well, I'm sorry about that. Hopefully in the recording, it'll be okay. But in any case, I just want to let you know, you both are such amazing, strong souls. Love you. This is Luciana. Teresa is saying, yes, Claudia is so amazing as well. Carol is saying, a true gift, she left you. Paula is saying, she's an incredible old soul. Candy is saying, oh, she's proud. Beautiful, courageous mama. Donna is saying, I hope her dad is doing okay as well. And thank you again. Kate is saying, thank you, gentle soul. Suzanne is saying, Claudia, by sharing Emma's strength, you infused me, and I bet many others. Thank you. Carol is asking how dad is. Christine is saying, amazing, absolutely. We can all live this legacy. Thank you so much. Yes, what a gift. Please keep sharing the story. So maybe in conclusion, you can just tell a little bit about how our dad is doing.
Yeah, Dad actually was very, very, I mean, affected. All of us, we are affected. All parents are. It was so hard on him. He would go to the cemetery every single day at the beginning until I kept talking about the signs we get from her and acknowledge the signs we get from her. One day I called him and he didn't get to answer, but the phone answered somehow. He was upstairs, the phone downstairs, and I called him and I said, hello, hello, hello. He ran downstairs and he said, I heard your voice, but I didn't get to answer the phone. And I said, well, maybe Emma did. Maybe Emma is with you now. And talking every day about the signs we get from Emma. One day he came and he said, you're not going to believe what happened to me. And he showed me the signs he got from Emma, and he believed. He drives a big truck. He drives for a living. So I'm most of the time myself and my girls at home. And he said, I took a picture in the big mirror of the truck, as in the back, a cloud in a heart shape was following me along. I looked at the cloud and it was in a heart shape, and I still looked at it. And I said, let's take a picture of it to show you, he said. And then after I took a picture, the cloud was not there anymore. It disappeared. So the fact that he started seeing and acknowledging, and then I always talk, Emma's here, and it's much better. He's not going at the cemetery anymore. By the way, just one minute, if I still have to,
yes.
to say, I participated to Mary Burton's class, and one which probably most of you know, she's doing connecting with our loved ones in spirit, and I'm very grateful I did it. I was kind of afraid to, how can I connect with her through writing? And I tried, and I'm so happy. One of the messages I got was, I said to Emma, it was in the summer, I remember, I said, Emma, today we just went to order your gravestone. What do you think? And she said, I think it's a nice idea. Trust that they're gonna do a great job, but remember, my home is not there. I'm not there. My home is now here and around you. Here, meaning where she is now, in that another dimension, which was so beautiful. It's not something that I could have made up on the spot. It's just the way it was. I just want to acknowledge also her sister, who is a darling. Because it was hard on her, very hard on her when I took Emma to Romania's Got Talent. I just told Lizzie just a few weeks before that, honey, I can't take you this year to dance classes. I'm sorry, because we're gonna have a hard year ahead. I can't be committed. And she said, how can you take Emma across the ocean to Romania's Got Talent to become famous? In her eyes, she was only 6, right? Not 6, 8 at this point. How can you take Emma across the ocean and you don't take me to my dance classes, which are just driving distance? And she was right. And it was so painful for me, more than you can imagine how painful it was. And I couldn't explain to her, I couldn't take, because she will die. I couldn't say that, right? And I knew in my heart that at one point she will understand. And now she's doing again dance classes. She's a great competitor. I know it's COVID, but they do it still online on Zoom. She's such a, in July, I did a 5K walk every single day to raise money to help other families who are battling cancer with their kids. And she walked with me every single day. And I'm so proud. I'm so happy.
Can I say 2 things about Lizzie? The first thing is that she found out that you were going to be talking with me, and she said, Mom, you don't have to talk with somebody who's going to talk to you about grief. You're already cured. You don't need that. And you told her, but I want to help other parents. And then secondly, which is just amazing, today, as you were practicing, she said, Mom, just concentrate on all the good stuff, all the signs that we're getting. You don't have to concentrate too much on the bad stuff. And so I just think that a child at that age who's able to tell you those kinds of things is just amazing. You have the most beautiful family, Claudia. And thank you so much for spending time
for letting me share this story. Thank you. I think she's doing flips and tricks in heaven right now, because she loved for her story to be shared.
I'm sure that she is. And thank you so much. And Irene, have you already unmuted everyone so that they can unmute themselves and say goodbye? And thank you to
Thank you
Claudia.
so much for having me.
So thank you. And everybody go ahead and unmute yourself and say
Thank
goodbye.
you, Claudia.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Claudia.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Claudia.
Thank you, Claudia and Emma.
Thank you.
Yes, Emma.
Emma,
Thank you, Claudia. You are amazing,
Thank you,
Claudia.
Claudia.